You know that gut-wrenching feeling when you're lying in bed, staring at your phone, wondering if your long-distance relationship is slowly slipping away. Today, I'm sharing the exact communication framework that's helped thousands of couples not just survive, but actually thrive in their long-distance relationships. And trust me, it's not what most people think. Here's something that might surprise you. Nearly half of all relationships today involve some period of long distance. We're living in a completely different world than our parents did. Recent studies show that 46% of relationships now face periods of long distance. That's almost double what it was just a decade ago. You're not alone in this challenge. Sure, we have FaceTime, WhatsApp, and countless apps to stay connected. But ironically, all these tools have created a new set of problems that nobody prepared us for. Most relationship advice focuses on scheduling regular calls or sending cute texts. But after working with hundreds of long-distance couples, I've discovered that's not where the real solution lies. After studying countless successful long-distance relationships, I've identified 3 core pillars that make all the difference. These aren't your typical call each other daily tips. These are game changers. First, intentional presence. This isn't about being available 24/7. It's about creating moments of genuine connection when you are together virtually. Think quality over quantity, but with a specific strategy I'll show you. Second, emotional bandwidth. This is your capacity to share and process feelings across the distance. Most couples get this wrong by focusing only on the positive and avoiding deeper conversations. And third, growth together. The most successful long-distance couples don't just maintain their relationship, they actively grow it. They find ways to learn, explore, and evolve as individuals and as a couple, even miles apart. Here's where most couples get stuck. They think more communication equals better communication. Let me show you why that's actually hurting your relationship. The left side shows the common traps of quantity-focused communication, while the right reveals the powerful shift towards quality-focused connection. You might think constant texting throughout the day keeps you connected, but it often leads to empty conversations and dependency. Instead, when you're together virtually, be fully present. Put away distractions and create a space for real connection. Those long, aimless video calls where you're both just doing your own thing, they're actually reducing the quality of your time together. Structure your conversations around topics that matter, your dreams, fears, growth, and shared future. Being available 24/7 might feel loving, but it's preventing both of you from maintaining healthy independence and personal growth. Set boundaries and maintain your individual lives. It actually makes your time together more valuable and meaningful. Trading daily updates about what you ate or did feels like sharing, but it's keeping you stuck at a superficial level of connection. Share your inner world, your thoughts, feelings, and personal evolution. This creates true intimacy across the distance. Let's get practical. I'm about to share the exact digital tools that my most successful long-distance couples use, but with a twist on how to use them effectively. First up, these aren't just your basic messaging apps. These are specially designed tools that bridge the distance in unique ways. Marco Polo lets you send video messages that feel more personal than texts, but don't require real-time coordination. Perfect for those tricky time zone differences. The Paired app is like having a relationship coach in your pocket, prompting meaningful conversations when you're running dry on topics. Love Nudge helps you track and act on each other's love languages, because sometimes we need a reminder of what makes our partner feel special. Here's how to create those shared moments that make you feel like you're actually together. Teleparty synchronizes your Netflix shows perfectly, but here's the pro tip. Pause every 20 minutes to discuss what's happening, just like you would if you were together. Game Pigeon might seem simple, but these quick game interactions throughout the day maintain playfulness, something many long-distance couples lose. Create shared Spotify sessions for working hours. It's like working side by side in a coffee shop, even when you're apart. Now for the tools that maintain that intimate connection we all crave in relationships. Bond touch bracelets vibrate when your partner touches theirs. It's like holding hands across the distance. Set specific patterns for different messages. Instead of basic texts, use digital love notes with specific prompts. What I miss most right now is, remember when we... Create themed shared albums, not just random photos, but collections like future travel plans or our favorite memories, to keep your shared dreams alive. Time zones can be your biggest enemy or your secret weapon. It all depends on how you approach them. Here's what actually works. Instead of trying to catch every free moment, identify your overlap zones, those golden hours when you're both at your best. Maybe it's your morning and their evening. Mark these as sacred time and protect them fiercely. Transform your limited overlap time into power hours. These are focused, distraction-free periods where you're fully present. One quality power hour beats 5 distracted hours every time. I'll show you exactly how to structure these. Here's where most couples miss out. Asynchronous communication can be incredibly intimate if done right. Send voice notes sharing your genuine thoughts and feelings, not just updates. Create video messages that they'll wake up to, showing your world and asking meaningful questions. When traveling or dealing with daylight savings, don't wing it. Create a transition plan for the week before and after. Gradually shift your schedule and use this change as an opportunity to try new forms of connection. Your body and relationship will thank you. Let's talk about what healthy long-distance communication actually looks like. Sometimes what feels wrong might be right, and what feels right might be holding you back. Understanding these patterns can help you catch issues early and reinforce what's working. When messages and calls start feeling like items on a checklist rather than something you want to do, that's your first warning sign. If you're thinking, I have to call instead of I want to call, something needs to shift. Notice if you're sticking to safe topics like work and weather, avoiding conversations about feelings, future plans, or concerns. This emotional distance often grows bigger than the physical one. If you're mentally tracking who initiated the last call or who sends more messages, you're creating a scoreboard that can poison your connection. This often leads to resentment. While having individual lives is healthy, if you stop sharing your world with each other or feel relieved when plans get cancelled, it's time to pay attention. Healthy couples find themselves naturally wanting to share moments, both big and small. It feels like an organic extension of your experiences rather than a task. You feel safe discussing fears, insecurities, and dreams. Distance actually makes you more open because you've built that emotional safety. You're more focused on the depth of your interactions than the frequency. One meaningful conversation brings more connection than dozens of "how was your day" exchanges. While pursuing individual goals, you're actively involving each other in your growth journey. Your separate lives enhance rather than threaten your relationship. Here's a game-changing truth. It's not the long calls that keep love alive in long-distance relationships. It's the tiny moments of connection throughout your days. Let me show you how to make these micro moments count. Instead of waiting for the perfect time to call, send quick 5-second voice notes capturing real emotions. Just heard our song and smiled, or missing your laugh right now. These authentic snippets often mean more than hour-long calls. Create morning rituals that take less than a minute, but start your days connected. A simple "good morning, thinking of you" photo of your coffee cup or the sunrise can set a tone of connection that lasts all day. Set up digital touch points throughout your day. Maybe you both use the same app to mark when you're thinking of each other, or have a shared digital photo frame that updates with new moments. Don't wait for big events to celebrate. Share tiny wins and simple joys, finishing a work project, making a great meal, or even surviving a tough meeting. These celebration snippets create a shared life narrative, even miles apart. Here's what I want you to really take away from everything we've covered today. The success of your long-distance relationship doesn't depend on how many hours you spend on the phone or how many messages you send. What truly matters is the intention behind each interaction. Being intentional means every message, every call, every small interaction has purpose and meaning. It's about choosing quality connection over constant contact. This single shift in mindset can transform your long-distance relationship from something you endure to something that genuinely enriches both your lives. Let's turn everything we've discussed into concrete actions you can start today. No overwhelm, just 4 simple steps to strengthen your long-distance relationship. First, take an honest look at your current communication patterns. Which side of our red flags versus green flags list do you fall on? Make a note of 3 specific things you want to change. Maybe it's reducing those obligation calls or adding more vulnerability to your conversations. From our digital toolbox, pick just 2 new tools to try this week. Don't overwhelm yourself with everything at once. Maybe start with Marco Polo for authentic video messages and Paired for deeper conversations. Master these before adding more. Look at your schedules and identify 2 power moments each week, times when you can both be fully present and focused on each other. Mark these as non-negotiable, just like you would an important work meeting. Remember, it's quality over quantity. Start implementing those micro moments we discussed. Choose one type to focus on first. Maybe those 5-second voice notes or morning ritual photos. Make it a habit for 2 weeks before adding another. Small, consistent actions create lasting connection.